Okay, what you're seeing here is the initial attempt for a layout for a backyard mobile dart battlefield. These are most of the pop changing stations. And as you can see, it really populates a backyard this size pretty well. This is a little bit larger than the Thunderdome setup you see that Drag highlighted in one of his videos, but there isn't any elevation. So other than the fact that the hill goes up here, or the land goes up straight up here, there's no places for snipers to get up and shoot at anyone, or any kind of Vulcan towers, although that can be done maybe at a future date. There's plenty of land back here behind these fences. If I knock down some of these decaying pieces and upgrade them with better fencing, which I'm going to do in the future, but just for now, for the heck of it, I may check out some sections, take out the woods and add that as part of the event. Maybe some fencing over here goes down, and I could put up some of those mobile green screens, which I have 2 of, which will make nice barricades. And I also have a couple other tents. There's one of each of these that I haven't put up, and there's a half tent that takes a little while to put up, and the weather's about to kick up here, so I can't do too much else. But as you can see, it kind of looks like a pop tent Stonehenge, so we'll call this pop henge or tent henge, whatever you want to call it. This is basically would be a Thunderdome, probably for 2-on-2. I can't see doing this for anything. Maybe 3-on-3 could do this, but it'd be kind of insane, a backyard this size. And this, like I said, I added elevations, sniper towers, and took out some fencing. So if you're willing to put some ideas in the comments below, be more than welcome to field them and see what I can do with them next. And yeah, I think the stage next here is to stop modding Nerf guns and Busby guns, and actually start working on things that people want to play in and around, because the Nerf guns can always, there's always going to be someone who can, build a better mousetrap when it comes to that stuff, but I don't see enough with the actual fields you play in. And I think that was one thing I can actually kind of make a niche in. The pop tents are working. Like I said, they're 20 plus each. These tents back here I got easily for like 10 to 20, but these tents wear out over time, so I have to get them cheaply. I can see every couple of months having to rotate them out and maybe just using them in the backyard before they kind of fall apart. They also, I don't know how much this material can stand up to much more than 150 feet per second. I think it'll handle Kush fine, but if people start using full vinyl jacket stuff, it'll go right through it. But I'll show you the angle from back here. And this is where most people who are defending a base will set up. I'll probably need to take some of those other tents or barriers. Like I said, one would go across here, and I'll have another tent here, and it'll be another same for over there. Now, I'll have to figure out something for the concrete patio. There was going to be a screen porch here, and I could actually make that the staging area, have some tables over here, ammo and that kind of thing. I do have a cover tent, which will be about this high here, but you don't even tripping over the metal and causing some damage. I've got that big red beach umbrella, which could probably act as a staging area here, or I can just put up some kind of sideways temporary fencing here to funnel you in. Maybe get an extra pop tent or 2. And then there's always a suggestion of pallets, the old wooden pallets, finding ways to stand them up and using them in some areas in here, and having these pop tents be where most of the traffic is. So if someone trips and falls on one of these things, it's not going to hurt us falling on wood or tripping over it. And these can be the softer areas. I'll probably have something large here in the middle to stop people from just kind of gunning at each other and force them to go on the outside, and a couple more on the outside. Like I said, there's a couple of tents that aren't up right now. But any suggestions you have for this kind of yard, you can see the fencing right there. Don't imagine all of this fencing and some of these woods can go. So when I start working on leveling some parts of ground or moving certain items, this is an old bell tower my father brought from the Panhandle. That used to have a bell up in it, so if you want to put something up here, you can. It's still pretty solid. This area is also pretty overrun with ants, so I'm going to have to shake all these tents off and get that under control before anyone else shows up here. And here's some of the area. There's the land out there. And this stuff is pretty... This fence did its work for me when I had dogs, but as you can see, a lot of this is going to have to come down and be built back up. So, hey, if you're going to build it back up, You can imagine a tower right here, because that would actually, I could put 2 gates, one on each side, and that would actually give something of an obstacle, and we could include more of the yard if we had to do that. All right, that's it. Give me some suggestions, what kind of games you would see in an area this small. This will also help me for when I do the business backyard combat. Any suggestions for games will be welcome as well. Okay guys, see you next time.